So I presented our efforts in breast cancer and beyond on precision medicine. So I began presenting our sequencing effort. What do we do with our platform? So the highlight would be that we are sequencing 700 cases a month, and we have a huge panel of genes. And basically those genes, we then integrate them into our database, and we try to identify patients for a number of clinical trials. I presented data on about 20 basket trials, and I focused on those that are perhaps most active in breast cancer. So I'm talking about targeting PI3 kinase, AKT, ERB2, and others. So taselisib is a great example. It's a very potent PI3 kinase alpha inhibitor. And I presented the data that we just published in Cancer Discovery, the phase 1 study, showing a very nice response rate. And then the rationale for combining taselisib with fulvestrant. And then that is the basis for the SANDPIPER study. That is the phase 3 randomized registration study that we just almost finished enrollment. So BEL-2 was in a similar patient population. The difference is that the drug that we used there was a pan-PI3 kinase inhibitor. So although we saw increased activity, no question, the side effects were quite profound. The importance of taselisib is that it's actually more active, but has less toxicity than the drug that we cite in BEL-2. So a proportion of breast tumors express AKT mutations, such as the A17K. So there is a rationale to target AKT in those tumors. That's one approach. The other approach is that we have conducted clinical trials in triple-negative breast cancer, in which we have combined AKT inhibitors with chemotherapy. And we have found quite interesting response rates. So we're going to be launching also a phase 3 study in the population. So it's very complex, you can imagine. So the complexity of this data is huge. So we need to provide them with tools to be able to navigate through the data. So what we have is a system, it's a computer-based system in which whenever we identify that, based on the genes, that a patient may be eligible for a clinical trial, we send an email to the physician and say, listen, you're going to see this Mrs. Smith on Wednesday. Mrs. Smith may qualify for this trial. Can we help you in providing information to the patient? Can we help you in considering this patient into clinical trials? So we have like what I like to call a rapid clinical trial intervention force that we assist the physician. It's a huge issue, and 480 genes. You are in clinic. It's impossible. It's the job of our physicians has to be supported because they cannot do it. So this is front and center. So we are working very closely with incredibly engaged patient advocates. As a matter of fact, we have created at our institution what we call a patient family and friends advisory committee, and they are present not only in our IRBs, but also more importantly, they are present in the way we roll out clinical trials, and they give us a lot of feedback. For example, one thing that it's fascinating is that we are changing the way we provide informed consent. You can no longer read these consents. They don't make any sense. People, even physicians don't know what they are doing. So with the help of patient advocates, we are developing new tools. So now our informed consents are videos. And we have videos that the initial ones are not of great quality, but we are improving the quality. And the idea is to make things understandable. And we would like, actually, as a matter of fact, to have the patients look at the videos before they come to clinic, so they can then try to see what they understand, what they don't understand, and then have a much more meaningful interaction in the clinic. I mean, imagine the situation, the patient comes to clinic, they don't know what's going on, and you explain to them And within 10 minutes, it's not possible that they have an understanding, nor they can even figure out questions. So the moment they leave the clinic, then they have a zillion questions that they have to make another appointment. So we need to change our care delivery process. Well, there are many opportunities through cooperative groups. There are many opportunities through trials that are opening in multiple sites. The NCI match is an example. At Memorial Sloan Kettering, we have our own network of sites. We are here. I mean, just get in touch with us.